Oh, fuck, damn.
You serious right now? You gotta be better.
Hey, my fault, y'all. I swear to God, I literally just ran my shoulder against my pop filter. Alright, what's going on, everybody? This your boy, Bruce Leroy. Once again, welcome back to the I Am Bruce Leroy channel. It's been about a week and a half since we did our last video. What's been going on recently? The weather's been getting hotter. The summertime's approaching, and all I've been doing is literally recording music over and over again. The reason why, and I know some people got to go crazy, you recorded every other studio vlog, for those of you that do watch it, because there ain't a lot of you that watch it, but those of you that do watch it, everybody going crazy. What happened to the studio vlog? Why you record the studio things? Because some things I kind of want to leave as a surprise. I got some good shit. Obviously not this week. Next week coming, we're going to do another studio vlog. But this time around, I chose to do it not out of laziness. I don't want to give y'all too much right now. I kind of want to leave an ace in my pocket, if that makes sense. So it's not out of laziness. It's just me trying to, you know, I'm playing the marketing game, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I can't give y'all every goddamn thing. I gotta, you know, sometimes how to draw for somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So before we get started with this video, I need y'all to do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, before I whoop all of y'all asses. No, I already know I'll do already. Follow me on all social medias, Twitter, TikTok, for however long that's still up, Instagram. Everything is at I Am Bruce Leroy. Okay, so what today's video is going to be about? It's going to be about the Eagles. Why is there going to be an Eagles video? Because OTAs is starting to come around. Right now, it's involuntary workouts. But you know, as the summer's approaching, June, July, because I believe June is post-June cuts are coming soon. Everybody's gonna be getting into training camp. So the reason why I'm doing the Eagles video, and I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. The reason why I'm doing the Eagles video, I had to sit up, is because there's a couple things I want to talk about. Really, I want to start off with the pressers. Okay, I want to talk about Kellen Moore first, because that's going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to talk about Vic Fangio second. Okay? So I want to talk about Kellen Moore. Now, Kellen Moore, you know, definitely, clearly, when you hear him speak, you know, he's not the guy that's going to make a bunch of noise. He's the guy that's more about, you know, the X's and O's than speaking. I'm not saying, now listen, he wasn't started like a buffer. I ain't going to hold you, right? When I listen to Sean Desai talk, or listen to Brian Johnson talk, they look like they just kind of like, especially Sean Desai has. And I'm not saying it because Sean Desai didn't do a great job. He had a few great games that people kind of forget. The Chiefs game, he did good. Miami, he did good. And maybe a couple others that's not coming to me. I think Tampa Bay, he did good as well. But the first game, it was Matt Patricia, the playoff game. Regardless, that is not relevant. So, you know, Kellen Moore just seems very, very confident. He was talking very highly of the staff. He was talking, you know, about how, you know, what he's learned from being a Charger, being a Cowboy, and the people he worked around and how that's going to be incorporated with the offense, combined with what, you know, Sirianni and the Eagles already kind of do well already, which I'm going to keep it real with you. As we all know, they don't do really shit well on offense outside of the fucking tush push. Like we have to really keep let's keep it all the way 1,000 out. They don't do shit right except for the fucking tush push. And it's not a knock on the players. The players are great. But I'm talking about there is no fucking offense. There is no system. It's like 30 inches, 4 inches, whatever the case may be, run the fucking tush push. Everything else is fucking garbage. All the rest of the playbook is fucking ass. There's a few times where there's some well-timed quarterback draws, but there's most of the time, I mean, it's just like fucking, like I said, I compared it to playing with Michael Vick on Madden 2004, all right? So, there is no offense, but hopefully, Sirianni keeps his hands off a goddamn playbook. I'm very hoping that because, again, I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted Eric Bieniemy to be our head coach. I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, Kellen Moore has had some success or whatever that's worth. Some, I guess, didn't really make a huge difference when they really counted the most. But then again, I mean, he's playing with a fucking all-star roster. I mean, damn near at least 6 of those players are future Hall of Famers, right? And we have the best offensive line in the league. So it should be easier for him. And we got 2 number ones who are not only future Hall of Famers, but are top 10. And both of those guys, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, they're top 10 in the league. We also have the second or third best tight end in football. I'm going to say third. I'm going to say Kelsey and Kittle, you put over him. And I'm going to say Dallas Goedert's number 3. Okay? So you have the third best tight end in the league. Here's another I want y'all to stop doing. This annoyed the fuck out of me. I was arguing with fans on Twitter. This shit annoyed me. Stop. And Joey Shakes, I fuck with you. You are my favorite Eagles content creator of all time. Okay? I fuck with your channel. I love what you do. I haven't been watching recently because, ain't really much that's really going on. But I fuck with your channel. But you been coming up with some bad takes recently. You and a few other Twitter users. You and a few other Twitter users. Injury prone means you just, somebody fucking touch you, you're going down. Anthony Davis is kind of injury prone. Let's keep it real. Jacoby Dean, clearly injury prone. Right? That's injury prone. Fucking Grant Calcaterra, injury prone. You understand what I'm saying? Injury prone is not when somebody fucking does something dirty, puts your limbs in a uncomfortable position to fucking break it. Literally, any player, I don't give a fuck how, if you are Iron Man, any player who literally has dirty shit done to them is going to get hurt. If somebody puts your limb in a position to get it broken and it fucking breaks, that doesn't mean you're injury prone. That just means he's had bad luck. But he doesn't just fucking all of a sudden, oh, there's a knee and he misses games. No, they're literally these dumbass players who, they clearly can't tackle Goddard. And what they do is they try to do shit where they fucking twist his goddamn limbs to try to break that shit. That's not injury prone. That's bad luck. That's just he's been in some bad situation. That's not injury prone. Injury prone is a motherfucker touch you, you're going to break it in pieces like somebody like a kid playing with a fucking porcelain vase. Okay? That is injury prone. God is not fucking injury prone. He just had some really, really bad luck, some bad situations that really anybody, regardless of the individual, would get hurt in those situations because somebody's literally they're putting your arm in a way where you can't do anything about it. Okay? Or it doesn't matter about the arm. It's any limb or any limb, right? They're putting it in a space where there's no way to break your fall. There's no way to protect it. You understand what I'm saying? At that point, you're defenseless. So people saying Dallas Goedert, they're fucking idiots. And I don't understand why y'all keep saying, we need a tight end for the future. We need a tight end for the future. Motherfucker, Dallas Goedert is a future Hall of Famer and literally has done everything and more when it came to fulfilling the stepping into the shoes of Zach Ertz. He's done a tremendous job as an Eagle. I just feel like y'all just don't there's not enough love and credit. And because here's the thing, right? What's going on with Goddard is not a Goddard issue. This is the coaches not putting it. Even fucking Seth joined us. He said, what are seam routes? I was saying this shit before he even said on his fight about he's a defensive guy. What he was fucking saying, I was saying it on a repeated basis. They're not trying to implement Dallas Goedert in the offense. They're not utilizing him to his fullest potential. I've been saying this shit. So all y'all keep talking shit about Goddard. I need to shut the fuck up. He's not injury prone. He's just unlucky. Just putting bad positions that anybody, regardless of who it is going to get hurt. And he's not utilized properly in the offense. So how the fuck can you blame him for? But y'all got to put more respect on Goddard now. I'm keeping all the way down with y'all. All right. So we'll move on from that. So Kellen Moore, which for some odd reason I missed this when I was watching it. He mentioned something about goddamn, what you call it? Yeah. So he mentioned something about motion and implementing motion in the offense. We do know that what I've been begging for since 2021, more single back formation plays, they're now going to be implemented in the offense. So we know that that's a given with Kellen Moore, okay? Because we've seen him do it. He's going to be under center a lot more, which is awesome. That's what I want to see. That's how you run a fucking NFL offense. You can't run an NFL offense without any plays under center, especially single back plays, right? And what you're doing, you're just not utilizing your talent to the fullest because we can't run I form. We can't run. Maybe we can't run I form now because we don't have a big back outside of just some guys that might not even make the roster or probably be on a practice squad. So maybe we can't run necessarily I form, but we gotta. We could. There's no excuse for us not to run single back plays. Okay, so there's not really a ton of conversation about Kellen Moore, but I like what he's bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? I like he knows. He seemed like he knows what he's doing. Honestly, from how he talks, offense is like probably like the thing I think I'm kind of least worried about. Now, I would like to move on to talk about Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio, I know everybody's saying, old school guy, going to get guys to work, going to get him to do this, get him to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. I've listened to Vic Fangio talk. He's very, very confident in himself and what he brings to the table. He's all about the hard, I was about to say high school, all about the old school mentality of hard work, you know, gritting it out, you know, things that, like he's an old school coach, you know what I'm saying? So he's very much, he got a lot of conviction. He believes in his system, which is good, you know what I'm saying? It seems like he knows what the hell he's doing, all right? And he's going to bring some toughness to this team. But this can result in one of two ways. And I was listening to him talk. Number one, the defensive end is going back in coverage. I don't understand why the fuck you're doing that. This is a pass rush league. You have to get to the fucking quarterback. So, again, every now and then you might say, okay, if a running back going out for the flats, go chip the running back. Everyone, like, I mean, like fucking like what 3 to 5 plays a game, but really no more than 3. Your defensive linemen are there to fucking be on the line and rush the quarterback or stop the run. They're not there to fucking drop back and cover. Why are you asking motherfuckers who are 260, 250 to fucking drop back in coverage? How does that make sense? So you're literally like, I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. And a guy, I think his name is Clint Farrell, some shit like that. I know his last name is Farrell, but do I have it written down? I don't know. I'm going to see. Look at some old notes of mine. Whatever, fuck it. I can't find it. Y'all know who it is, man. But whatever. He said, I want big guys drop back. Which is true. Like, bro, like you have to let him rush the quarterback, man. Like I don't understand why you're doing this shit. Now, if the defensive end is good enough to play coverage, that's cool, but that's not what your defensive ends are for. Your defensive ends are there. Your defensive line is there to rush the fucking quarterback. I don't understand why he's trying to do this. So, we'll see how this goes during the season, but I bet not see that shit a lot. I'm going to see it. He pretty much confirmed it. Also, he talked a lot about Bryce Huff and how, you know, Bryce Huff on the Jets, he was playing kind of like a limited number of snaps. They're trying to get him into more of a full rotation, so that's a good thing. Talked about Jordan Davis being in better condition. Jalen Carter spoke about him too. Jalen Carter actually liked Vic Fangio because he's an old school coach. Javon Howell on the Miami, on the other hand, said he's just like he's horrible. Like Miami, the defense as a whole didn't like him at all. It's very obvious. I mean, Tyreek Hill, you know, kind of confirmed it in his own way too. Basically calling whoever it is, I think Drew Rosenhaus a snitch. But this can go one of two ways. You can get a guy who brings exactly what this team needs, toughness, and it can change the whole trajectory of this defense. Make them hard-nosed, physical, tough, everything that Philadelphia embodies. Or you can get a guy who's like Matt Patricia. And what I mean by this, stuck in his ways, not willing to make adjustments. And I'm not talking about Matt Patricia's performance in whatever. I'm not picking that shit up till later. I'm not talking about Matt Patricia's performance as a Eagle. I'm talking about his shit as a Detroit Lion when he was a head coach. He's fucking horrible. Like he's not. He's good, just under Belichick, and that's about it. That's as far as he goes. He should have just stayed doing rocket science. Like once he left Belichick, just stay doing rocket science because he doesn't know how to coach fucking defense. Also, what I mean by the Matt Patricia comparison is this. When you are a coordinator, your head coach and your coordinators, you have to bring players together. Your guys have to want to play for you. Meaning this. Yes, in the beginning, they're not going to like the hard-nosed, tough mentality. But eventually, these players have to come to see what your vision is. You guys have to be successful together, and they have to want to play. It has to be camaraderie. Okay? If it's just coach and players, it's not necessarily going to work. The best defensive coordinators are defensive players that actually want to play. for this offense because he knows what the fuck he's doing, and he brings guys together. Nobody wants a fucking defensive coordinator who just says, it's my way or the highway. Ah, shit, that shit hurt. I ain't gonna lie. Ow. Nobody's going to want a fucking defensive coordinator. That shit still hurts too. Motherfucker, that shit stinks. Anyway, moving on from that weird-ass, slightly embarrassing moment. Nobody wants to play with just a fucking a tyrant. Does that make sense? And that's what I'm getting from Vic Fangio. He's a tyrant. And that can, again, that can go one of two ways. It could be a good thing. Is okay. We need a hard ass pause, or we can get a situation. Sorry about shaking the camera. we can get to a situation where he's not connecting with the players. He's just all about. He's an authoritarian. That's not how you play a coordinating position. Toughness, holding guys accountable, but not authoritarian. That's not going to fucking work. Especially with these players nowadays with social media and so much shit going on in today's society, how society's advanced in technology and all that other shit. It's just so much more to do now. You're not going to be able to get away with that. So if he doesn't figure out a way to really connect with these players outside of do what I tell you to do, it's going to fucking fall apart. Just like last year. And it's going to be a fucking mess. There's another thing that I looked underneath that you guys, let me shoot the film real quick before. Oh, Jesus Christ, I am sloppy today. What the fuck is going on, bro? He said, what does it take to make a great defense? He said, the players. Then I link that part to what he said about he's not going to magically scheme his way out of games. And I'm like, this nigga is trying to find every way not to accept accountability. So basically, he's a guy that's like, yo, if we getting our ass beat and the scheme I got is not working, I'm not making any adjustments. That's what I'm getting from it. Y'all don't see that. Y'all might not read it into it like that. I'm reading it as that. So if the players aren't compensating for this scheme and we get into a rut, this defensive coordinator is Fangio. He's not going to... He's not like if we get our ass beat, we're gonna be getting our ass beat. He's not doing anything that's going to help, you know, in the moment. He's not making no fucking adjustments, man. He's just not. So basically, whatever they worked on the game plan, training camp from the very beginning, that's what they're gonna work on. So if the players ain't playing, they ain't playing. But he's not gonna do anything as far as okay, maybe we should stop dropping back defensive ends in coverage. Maybe we should press a little bit more. Do this, do that. I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but I have a very, and my intuition tells me he's trying to find every way to make players a scapegoat rather than understanding that his responsibility as a defensive coordinator is to be a fucking coordinator. Not just, I tell you what to do, you do what I say. If you don't do what I say, then there's something wrong with you. Or if you're not doing what I say, and let's just say this. I'm doing what you say. But what you're saying is not working. I'm saying, no. Like, hold on. I get what you're trying to. That's what you're telling. I get that's what you're telling me to do. But what you're telling me to do isn't working. He's not going to go and say, okay, I'm going to trust your judgment as a player. He's going to be like, no, do this. This is what I told you to do. This is what I told you to do. Do that. Coach, it's not working. I don't give a fuck what's not working. Do it. Like that's what I get from Fangio. So, I'm not confident in Fangio. Honestly, if you want me to be realistic with you, I'm more confident this year in the offense based on how Kellen Moore is talking. Kellen Moore seems more or less cooperative. He seems like he's trying to, from how he's talking, okay, I ain't going to say nothing because I wasn't a fan of the hire of either one. But the way he's talking, he's trying to bring players together. There is a partnership. There's a common goal. He's trying to see eye to eye with these players to get the best out of them. Fangio's like, this is my fucking way. You do what I say or whatever. You know what I mean? And everybody say, well, Miami's bitching because they have to work hard. No. That's the y'all missing the point. They play with this guy for a full season. They know what they're talking about. I don't count as their experience as invalid because we have not had a full season with this guy. Here's another interesting caveat y'all going to be surprised about. Some of y'all already know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This shocked the hell out of me. He actually was more consulting the offense than the defense. When he was a consultant in the year that we went to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs like 2 years ago, he was more of consulting the offense about what the defense is going to bring at him than the defense itself. Not to say he didn't do any consulting for the defense, but he actually did more for the offense and defense, which I found that to be very, very interesting, for sure. So basically, Fangio was talking about how he grew up an Eagles fan, how his family lives over here, and things like that. So hopefully him actually wanting to be here in the first place, hopefully that'll breed good news. But honestly, I'm if you ask me what I think side of the ball is going to be significantly better, it's going to be the offense. The defense, it's like we got the players, but I'm not really worried about the players, man. I'm worried about these goddamn coaches. Okay? So we'll move on from the press conferences. Anything else I wanted to mention? Because there's a couple other things. Yeah. I do want to mention a couple things. Elliott Short Parks. Dan Cilio. Elliott Short Parks, you owe Deshaun Jackson an apology. I know your little goofy ass look like fucking Dan Orlovsky's cousin and shit. I know your ass think that you're not wrong or think you don't have to hold yourself accountable for trying to destroy a young man's reputation and affecting his money by making up false rumors that you couldn't for yourself verify outside of what people were telling you in your ear. You took a legend away from the city of Philadelphia. Like that man could have retired an Eagle. He technically did. Did he? I think he might have been on Baltimore or the Raiders, but he could have been forever a Eagle. He's still an Eagle in my book. Don't get me wrong. Fuck with D-Jax. But you costed us. You know, like I would have loved to see him be his whole career as an Eagle. I didn't want to fucking see him play for Washington. So, they had the 2510 podcast with LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson. LaShawn McCoy is one of my favorite running backs of all time. I love when he was the Eagle. I wasn't an Eagles fan back then. I think it was like a Saints fan back then. Saints or a Packers fan back then. It might be the Saints fan. I enjoyed watching him play. He was an outstanding player. He's one of my favorite players to watch growing up, 100%. Him with Adrian Peterson, like those guys are my favorite players to watch growing up for sure. I don't want to spend all day on this, but so Elliott Short Parks wrote an article about Deshaun Jackson being in gang ties, about how his brother got acquitted of murder, and it was taking pictures of him or whatever, basically saying he's like affiliated with gang members and shit like that. And that rolled around, and basically Chip Kelly took the rumor as factual, didn't ask him any questions, and basically just proceeded to get him traded to Washington. And then LaShawn McCoy and Chip Kelly were talking about their relationship with Chip, how he would never really talk to them directly, like he was scared of them. It just seemed like, for what they were saying and from what I gathered, I wasn't an Eagles fan back then, but I get it. And then they was talking about how he made Vic cry, which that pissed me the fuck off, because everybody know like Michael Vick, one of the coolest guys ever, man. Like as far as He held himself accountable for the mistakes that he made. He improved on them, and he is one of the most electrifying players in NFL history. So I love Michael Vick is awesome. One of my favorite players of all time, hands down. Like definitely my top 10 football players ever. I fuck with Michael Vick heavy. He awesome. But bottom line is this. There was talk about Chip Kelly being scared of black players, and how, to me, it seemed like Chip Kelly has not been around a lot of black people growing up. From how he was acting, from how he was behaving around the black players, it just seemed like he didn't grow up around a lot of black people growing up. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he grew up in like this small-ass, narrow-minded town, and he allowed his environment to shape his perspective on black people. That's what it just seemed like to me. Okay? I don't like fucking Chip Kelly. I never did. There was nothing about him that he had success. He was fortunate to have a good organization. And here's the thing. This is why I owe fucking Howie Roseman an apology. Everybody's saying, well, Howie Roseman, man, they got all the control. Lurie gets all the control. how the fuck would you like this? And when I heard what the fuck happened at High Rose, I'm like, yo, nigga, that's a villain origin story right there. Like, nigga, I'm like, bro, I ain't never, like, literally that experience I will never forget for the rest of my life. If I was Howie, I would never forget that shit for the rest of my life. I will hold a fucking grudge forever. Like, you gotta understand, that's a fucking traumatic. Just imagine somebody, you employ a coach, right? You give him control, and then he used that control to say, I know you're the GM, but I'm gonna move your fucking office or your desk far away from everybody else. Mind you, you're supposed to be the higher rank. You know how fucking disrespectful that is? Like, literally, that calls for an ass whooping. That calls for an ass whooping. I'm fighting. That calls for an immediate ass whooping. That's just me. Howie better than me. So you can't really blame Howie and Lurie for saying, because Chip Kelly was so out of fucking control, he gave players away. Lurie and Howie didn't even agree with that. They just, you know, it was contractually, they were obligated to do what Chip Kelly wanted to do. That's why he came over. He's like, yo, I wanted full control of X, Y, and Z, and they had to oblige to it. Right? It was according to the contract, so they kind of fucked themselves over with that. But you got to remember this. If you had a guy like this who disrespected you, do you think you would allow that shit to happen again? I want you to really think about that for a second. Just imagine, let's just say, for instance, you hire somebody, right? And normally you're kind of like authoritarian, by the book type shit, right? And you say all of a sudden, okay, I'm not going to be by the book. This person seems like a good person. He's doing what he's supposed to do. All right, I'm going to be a little bit more lenient on him. Then he start doing shit like stepping on your fucking jacket in a break room, taking your food out the break room fridge. You gonna be like, bitch, I'm about to fuck you up. Like, I'm about to fuck you up. Like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, I put my trust in you. I you know, lower my standards to make you feel comfortable, and bitch, you gonna disrespect me? And then, let's just say the person, whenever they around women or around their homies, start fucking clowning you. Say, yo, look at this little ugly ass nigga with the fucking ketchup stains on the bottom of his shirt. You gonna want to smack the shit out the nigga, and then moving forward, right after the altercation, you gonna be like, I promise you, that shit will never happen to me again. And then you're gonna go right back to you being an authoritarian. So you can't blame Howie Roseman or Jeffrey Lurie for doing what they're doing, because if a motherfucker was that disrespectful and out of bounds when the leniency was given, the benefit of doubt was given, why would somebody want to undergo that traumatic experience again? That was very disrespectful. Then he had to keep his cool because he's a professional, you know. So, you know, it's not like you out in the street. But before y'all start talking shit about Howie, I know y'all cool with Howie now because you know he doing everything he can to make this a championship roster. Please give him more the benefit of the doubt. Give Jeffrey Lurie more the benefit of the doubt, because I'm telling you right now, the fucking Super Bowl champion winning Chiefs. And by the way, we're going to talk about Kenneth fucking Gainwell. I know I'm a little bit late on this, but I'm going to talk about the shit anyway. I don't give a fuck. Mal. That's not Mal. Meow. Not that. Yeah. The Chiefs owner was voted the worst owner. This nigga decided, he's a fucking billionaire, mind you. He's a billionaire. They're getting revenue through the city because the Chiefs keep fucking winning. So my question is, what you doing with the money? So this is what he said. He basically was like, yo, we want to renovate the stadium. But I know I'm a billionaire, and I know y'all niggas just regular 9-to-5ers who, you know, your regular blue collar, we are regular average Joe Schmo citizens. I'm a billionaire. There's revenue being brought in from the city because we're winning. So rather than asking the city for some revenue, me taking shit out of my own pockets, I'm gonna ask regular people who barely can fucking afford groceries to say, hey, you pay for the stadium renovations. Just imagine that. Like, we are so fucked. You don't understand how lucky we are as Eagles fans. There are so many fucked up, stupid ass. I'm not saying Howie or Jeffrey is perfect. They're not, but they're human. But, bro, we have some of the best ownership the NFL has ever had. These guys seem like they're good people inside and out, and they do right by their players. How many organizations and teams and fans are frustrated with their front offices because not only do they not, Howie's aggressive, he actually wants to win, not like fucking Jerry Jones. He actually wants to win, and he shows you what's win by actually bringing in the fucking players to make them successful. Okay, he does right by the players that go and that come in and do the work. Okay, these are seem like these I don't know these guys, but they seem like some good ass people to me. Bro, like you understand how many fucking fan bases are bitching about their fucking front offices? You got nerve to talk about fucking Hyros with Jeff? No, they're not perfect. Yeah, they maybe has I guess a little blame in it last year, but y'all gotta chill the fuck out because there are other 31 teams with their fan bases bitching about what their front offices aren't doing. You understand? So like y'all gotta give Howie the benefit of the doubt because he's doing shit that either no GM has done in NFL history or little to none. Okay? So y'all gotta chill out on that. So let's talk about Kenneth Gainwell real quickly because I want to talk about some other shit that's going on. Okay? So Kenneth Gainwell, you start talking about the breakdown of the team. Here's a reality situation. So he was on a podcast, he was asking like, yo, what happened with those last 7 weeks of football? He was like, yeah, see how the Chiefs are, everybody's connected from the top or whatever. Nigga, I only see that motherfucking owner on Sunday Night Football when they show him up there in the press box, or goddamn it when they're winning the Super Bowl and he said he's bought a fucking trophy. What are y'all talking about? What, like with Kenneth Gainwell, how the fuck would you know how the Chiefs are being ran because they're winning the Super Bowl? You're not fucking in the facility, nigga. What are you talking about? Now, granted, I do agree that maybe there might be some division in the locker room. Maybe guys are not talking to each other because you see on the sidelines, everybody was so concerned about what the media was going to portray to them. So they was like, we're not, like most motherfucking great teams, when shit gets bad, like even Travis Kelce, which I still don't like what he did to this day, but I'm happy. Hopefully he apologized to Andy Reid. He pushed Andy Reid. You saw Patrick Mahomes. You saw literally in the first half of that goddamn Super Bowl how fucking tense the players were literally yelling at each other like, yo, get your ass on that line. Like there was a sense of urgency with the Chiefs. If you paid attention during that first half, like motherfuckers was yelling in each other's faces. Like there was a sense of urgency. Like they really wanted this fucking game. There was tension there, right? Because they really wanted to win. There was no sense of urgency with this fucking football team. Everybody sat there looking fucking depressed and gloomy. Not one person yelled in nobody's face. I don't give a fuck about what the media says. Get your ass up, show some fucking leadership and say, hey, what the fuck are y'all doing? Get y'all ass up. Like, stop playing for yourself. Play for the fucking team. I want to see motherfuckers getting yelled at. One person that got the fucking balls to say, like, you know what? Hey, listen. Enough of this shit. Y'all niggas gotta play the way the fuck y'all supposed to. You understand what I'm saying? So, there's not one person that did that on the Eagles. So, to a certain extent, what Kenneth Gainwell said was valid. But it's not, some of the shit he said was not valid for two reasons. Number one, you're not in the fucking Chief. You're not a Kansas City Chief. If you want to be Kansas City Chief, just ask fucking Howie to go get you traded. Okay? Secondly, your play left a lot to be desired. You were never better than DeAndre Swift. I didn't even think you were better than DeAndre Swift before he even fucking touched before DeAndre Swift even touched the football field in the preseason. And I knew you were not taking DeAndre Swift's job. Okay, I knew for a fact when we brought DeAndre Swift in, that's the starter. I don't know why the fuck Sirianni made you the starter, but regardless, I thought you were a pretty good running back. I thought that in time you will eventually be a starter. You fucked up your opportunity. Yeah, injuries had something to do with it, but you didn't play great, and you were doing shit like texting the fan during the fucking halftime, which is you're not supposed to do, and you know you're not supposed to do that. You did it anyway, and then your play was kind of like, it was kind of meaty. It was like, I'm not gonna say it was your ass. I think fans were a little bit too hard on you. Joey Shakes is one of them, but you didn't play up to standards, sir. So you have to be some of the blame. You didn't play the standard. You didn't play great. Like this probably was like the worst year I've personally seen you play. This is the worst year. Okay, that's the truth. And stop talking about other organizations because you don't know what happens in other organizations. All you know is, and how come your ass didn't say anything? Hey man, like yo, like why we ain't talking to each other? How about you? How about you say something? Okay, stop allowing other people to talk. You take the leadership, say, hey, listen, like yo, we gotta come together. Like no more division, no more this being quiet. Like we gotta come together and say what's going on. So to an extent, I agree with Gainwell saying, but then again, I'm like, yo. One, you're not with the Chiefs organization. Two, you didn't play well, so you're actually part of the problem. And three, how come you didn't try to be a leader and hold guys accountable? You understand? So, like, hey, like that's just what it is. So we'll move on from that. Wasilio, you talk shit about players all the time. Your fat ass, your fat fucking Krispy Kreme glazed donut eating ass motherfucker. You Long John fucking Boston cream. Fucking Bavarian cream, you fucking chocolate sprinkle eating motherfucker. You talk shit about our players on a regular basis. You make fucking horrible takes. That's not funny. It's not flattering. It's not amusing. You fucking suck at your job. You talk shit about our players on a consistent basis. You got never call out Elliott Short Parks for the article. Are you fucking serious? You literally told the Eagles not to play not to pay Devontae Smith because it will make AJ Brown jealous. Are you finished? Or are we fucking done? What are you talking about? Shut your fat ass up. By the way, I also know your fat ass reported me to Twitter because literally my post got restricted. You fat fucking snitch. I swear to God. I was getting on your ass and your ass snitched to Twitter, motherfucker. You got something to talk about Elliott Short. Bitch, you part of the problem too, motherfucker. What are you talking about? Shut your dumb ass up. Goofy ass nigga. Fucking pizza grease ass motherfucking Crisco head ass nigga. Shut your bitch ass up. You got me fucking about my post goddamn fucking you got my post restricted on Twitter. Get your goofy ass out of here. Moving on from that fat motherfucker. So there's a couple things I think I'm gonna talk about. So Sean Stevens from Liberty, real short corner, about 5'8". Some people say 5'10", 6 nothing. It's kind of varies to the height. All right. Let me just real quick because I don't know how much time I have. I want to talk about the moving forward. Fuck them little stupid ass. Fuck both. And fuck Elliott Short Park because he makes bad takes and he owe that nigga an apology and he a bitch ass nigga for trying to not make an apology for him. He a certified bitch. I don't like that nigga either. So fuck Elliott Short Parks. Fuck fat ass Dan Silio. They all can go suck a dick. I said what I said. I meant it. Like they all bitches. Moving on. Sean Stevens. Led the nation in interceptions last year. Don't quote me. I think he led it. And so I think Pittsburgh won it, but we ended up scooping him up first. He got signed. We'll see what happens with that. We brought in John Ross for a workout. Hasn't played in quite a long time. Didn't really pan out with the Bengals, but has blazing fast speed, so we'll see what happens. Devontae Parker has officially retired. How he must do something we didn't know because I didn't like the sign to begin with. I didn't think that Devontae Parker made it. I felt like we could have got some young blood. Or maybe somebody else. I didn't agree with the Devontae Parker signing for competing for wide receiver 3. So he retired. Best of luck for retirement, but I didn't think he was going to pan. I'm being honest with you. So he retired. John Ross got signed. We'll see what happens with John Ross because he got the speed, I guess, but he hasn't played in a long time. And again, he didn't pan out with the Bengals. So we'll see what happens with that. All right. So we got Ainias Smith in the building. I know a lot of guys want to see Ainias Smith be wide receiver 3, but here's the reality situation. Number one, Ainias Smith is not very tall. Again, he plays very well. I liked his tape. He's very tough after the catch. Like his ability after the catch is amazing. Okay, I think he had a special teams pedigree too, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a talented dude. I'm not ready and sold because he's a rookie and he's kind of short. I'm not ready for him to be wide receiver 3. Okay, now if he ends up earning the spot, yo, give him the spot. But I'm not as sold on it as y'all are. Okay, because he's short and he didn't test crazy well for somebody that was short. All right, I'm not saying he ain't going to be a great player. I'm not going to say he ain't going to be able to do nothing for the Eagles. I think he will. But right now, I'm not comfortable with him, right? And everybody talks about Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell didn't do nothing last year. Yeah, fucking Daniel Jones. Not even. Yeah, fucking Tommy DeVito, who's fucking ass. And Tyrod Taylor, he's past his prime. Like, he didn't even have a fucking fair shot. He wasn't even in the office like that. But, like, yeah, I honestly, if you want to ask me, Paris Campbell should get wide receiver 3. I'm keeping it all the way 1,000. Okay, so because Paris Campbell's a veteran, he's had experience. I think it makes more sense for him to be wide receiver 3 than I think Ainias Smith. But if Ainias Smith earns a job, yo, give him the damn job. All right, so we'll move on from that. Yeah. Talk about the fan. I'm not naming your fucking name because you're a irrelevant ass bum. I'm gonna call you a bum because this is what you did. Darius Slay. Some of the criticism he receives is unfair. He be playing good sometimes, y'all still be talking shit about him. Fair enough. Sometimes he brings it on himself. Some of the shit he says. Argue with fucking Seth Joyner when there was nothing to argue about. He actually was right. You just were too caught up in your ego and you misunderstood what he was saying. So you criticize the motherfucker who actually is a Hall of Famer. Seth Joyner has me going crazy. His ass be going like, I swear to God, I wouldn't even talk to motherfuckers like that. Nigga be going fucking crazy. We talk about the Sixers on Twitter, he be going crap like, yo, you got it, bro. I don't want no smoke. That nigga be going crazy on motherfuckers. I'm like, nah, because not only do I think I'm almost certain you can handle yourself in real life, you be going crazy and I got too much respect for you. So, bro, I'm about Unc, I'm about out. I'm out of here. Bye. I'm gone. Like, I'm exiting stage left, nigga. I'm maybe one of the fucking stage managers and shit where I could just set up the props and stuff like that, nigga. I don't want to be one of the actors, man. Fuck that script. I'm terrible at memorization anyway. Anyway, moving on from that. So, Slay's done some things, talked some shit about his podcast about how he didn't really want to tackle and he was and then he was complaining about the fans. Yeah, sometimes the fans are annoying, but like yeah, when they boo your ass, like everybody knows that when they're booing for a reason. You're not playing well, okay? But he's still like, damn, they're always booing because you're fucking ass. You literally, in a matter of 7 weeks, became the worst fucking team in the NFL, despite the fact you had a playoff berth. Like, what the fuck do you expect the fans to be like? Oh yeah, good job for being ass. Good job for letting all the fucking teams beat the shit out of y'all. Great job. Like, no, we're gonna just boo, motherfucker, you ass. Like, come on now. But yeah, what I was gonna say? Yeah. But the stupid ass fan, this like this, right? It's like you going to somebody's house. Somebody invites you over to their house. You get invited to their house, and you see somebody that you're not really fucking with like that. So rather than just, you know what, hey, I'm going to head out the house. You start trying to start a fight in their house because you see somebody that you don't particularly fuck with. That was the equivalent of what that lady did. Lady, there's plenty of people, including myself, that would love to be invited over to the link and talking with the players like Gilly did. You got an opportunity for a fucking lifetime, and you fucked it up by sticking your middle finger at somebody who you dated. So I don't like him. He didn't do shit to you, motherfucker. He out there playing. Yeah, his play is inconsistent. Sometimes he does well. Other times it's like Slay. Like what the fuck? Like yo, Slay, you're kind of ass right now. His play is inconsistent. It's up and down. I get it. But for you to sit up there, they invited you to the link and start that bullshit, that we were wrong for that. You could tell Slay, hey, Slay, man, like, I need you to be more consistent this year. Cool. Slay, man, like, I need you to try to tackle better this year. Cool. But you sticking your middle finger, and I'm up here getting that Slay, because I'm like, yo, Slay, like, bro, you ain't been paying attention. Like, bro, you've been inconsistent. You've been saying some shit that's kind of like, it'll make you look good. But it was because, it was getting on him because of this stupid-ass fan who, instead of appreciating the opportunity for being invited to the link, not the link, sorry, to the NovaCare complex, she decided to act like a fucking clown. And she was just acting like a fucking, a goddamn psycho, like something was mentally upset, she got some screws loose. And he thought that was funny. If it wasn't, it'd make you like a fucking moron. I hope they ban your ass. I really do. Hope you can never ever go to an Eagles game in person ever again. You're so I would never. Bradbury, who was not at the voluntary workouts, Bradbury, I would never even do that to him. I'd be like, yo, Bradbury, like, man, what's up? I'm not gonna go up to him just like, Bradbury, you a bitch ass nigga for fucking being ass for the last 7 weeks. You fucking bum. I'm not gonna go over to the NovaCare complex and start talking about because that's disrespectful. I'm out of bounds. I'm in somebody else's house. So I'm respecting the host of that house and say, hey, thank you for inviting me. If I have a grievance, I'm going to say it in a respectful manner. But y'all are fucking like, I expect, like, listen, as a lady, I'm not saying there are some crazy ass ladies, because there's been some, but like, normally I see dumbass, you know, fucking unemployed motherfucking men doing that shit. Not ladies, you know what I'm saying? Like, ladies in sports don't even act like that. Like, again, there are some exceptions. Don't get me wrong. All the ladies ain't perfect. But I'm just saying, like, come on now. Like, you're not even acting like a fucking lady doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, you're horrible for that. I hope they ban your ass from any Eagles related facility. I'm being totally dead ass serious. Okay? Moving on from that. So, OTAs. So the lineup was this. So Maddox gonna stay the nickel corner. That's what it seems like it's to me. Everybody wants somebody else. Like Isaiah Rodgers is mostly for the outside. So he's into a Slay. It was fucking. I just had this nigga name. Isaiah Rodgers, Slay, Isaiah Rodgers, and I believe Maddox was playing nickel. They're not going to move somebody else in for Maddox. I'm going to tell you why. Because Maddox, they know for a fact, can play nickel. They don't know about the other guys. Because the other guys are going to need a little bit more training to play them. Since we don't have a official nickel. You can say Tyler Hall, but then again, he just got here. We got to know what the hell these players can do, right? So you know for a fact who can play nickel. Who can start a nickel right away. You know Maddox can. So you got to calm down on that. Whoever's the best guy for the job, whoever makes the most sense, that's who's there, right? As far as Quinton Mitchell, it's very hard because you really can't sit Isaiah Rodgers. He's too good of a player to sit. You know what I'm saying? You got to go see if he could start first, and then you give it to Quentin Mitchell. Now, granted, he's a first-round pick. And everybody, and Joey Shakes, stop trying to attribute the Andre Dillard situation to every situation. It's not like that. At the end of the day, players are different. Some players do well being redshirted. Jordan Love, for example. Some players, not so much. Aaron Rodgers, example. Brett Favre, an example. Some players do well being redshirted and taking time to learn. Some players just right off the bat, they need to play. Everybody's different. So you can't attribute one situation to the entirety. Does that make sense? The Kobe D is still fucking injured again. At some point in time, this is my last thing I'm going to talk about, then we're done with this video. Kobe Dean, I don't know what the fuck, maybe your diet, I don't know, maybe to get some, I don't know what's going on, but my God, you're on the verge of me saying that, like, you're not going to work out for the Eagles, and I don't think you are. Okay, because the injuries, how long? You were out the fucking boot in February. Bro, come on, man. Lace some fucking boots up and get your ass on the field so we can see if you really him or not. Bro, I'm seeing why all these teams pass by you, because what the fuck? Come on, man. I'm trying to give you benefit of the doubt. I'm trying. But you're making it damn near impossible. All right, we out of here. That's enough. The button video might or might not come out next week. I'm going to try. We definitely going to do a studio vlog next week 100%. So we'll try to come out with a button video because we're done talking about the Eagles until like maybe July or maybe late June. It depends on what's going on with that, okay? So I hope everybody's enjoying their precursor to summer. I'm out of here. Enjoy y'all weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? And fly, Eagles, fly. I'm out of here. Peace. Hey.